Hello and welcome to Studio 415.
On today's show, you'll get to meet Carroll's new canine, Yachty.
You'll be introduced to the new Dean of Students at the CFC.
And you'll hear what goes into making the Powderpuff dance routines. Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Luke Relu.
And I'm Leah Wells.
Many students complain about the temperature difference from classroom to hallway and wonder if CHS is managing the heat and air conditioning correctly.
I had the opportunity to sit down with the NACS energy specialist to learn how the district manages their energy budget and how that budget affects Carroll High School. Since 2010, NACS has saved over $7.3 million through its energy saving program, putting it in the top 10% of the nation in school district savings. The program was created by Dave Hay, the energy specialist here at NACS, who explains that the savings from the program has been reinvested into the district.
We've saved some programs, and 2 years ago we paid for 19 teachers. So it has been very beneficial for us.
Although Hay created this program, many people have to be involved to save as much as NACS has as of this year. From the custodians to the teachers, it takes all of the staff to accomplish this. Guidelines have been put in place to keep energy consumption as little as possible for such large buildings. Doors and windows must stay closed because the air conditioning and heating are only in the classrooms. These utilities also have a strict schedule to be followed.
We'll go into a building and check to make sure big motors aren't running, like air conditioning, heating, and we've curbed those down to run about an hour before the students get here in the morning, and about an hour before they leave, we shut them down.
Even though this program is saving the district money, it has also been a big help to the environment. The energy NACS has saved from reducing the use of electricity is equal to removing over 11,000 cars from the road, or planting more than 1.3 million trees. But NACS hasn't always done this much to protect the environment.
I would say that people just didn't think about it. I know I didn't leave my room and wouldn't turn the lights off and come back 2 hours later, you know, that type of thing. And now we're in an age where conservation is foremost in people's minds, I would say.
Money saved by the energy program is reinvested back into the classroom. Students can help save money by closing doors and shutting off lights. For Studio 415, I'm Leah Wells. Last year, Carroll High School had 6 administrators to handle discipline and to operate the school.
Over the summer, one teacher was promoted to become the 7th administrator, but was not given the title of principal. Studio 415 reporter Calvin Cornett joins us in the studio to tell us more about this new position.
This year's freshman class is larger than ever, so CHS created a new position to help manage the large number of students at the CFC. This year, Carroll High School has added a new position to the administration, and that is the Dean of Students. The person who has taken the job is Jeremy Yates. Before Yates came to Carroll, he was a special education teacher for 7 years at Central Noble High School, where he worked with kids from 8th grade through 10th grade. Last year, when Yates came to Carroll, he worked as a special education teacher. Over the summer, he has gotten a new position, but Yates uses his skills from being a special education teacher to help other students.
In this new role, I have been able to use some of my experience working with students that have behavior plans or emotional disabilities as a background to support the way I interact with students in this role.
Yates came to Carroll because he felt like he needed a new challenge and wanted to push himself to become a better educator, and he felt that Carroll would give him the perfect opportunity to grow. Being the dean of the CFC, Yates tries to have positive interactions with the kids, so he is not just seen as the guy giving them detentions. His position mainly deals with discipline, but also wants a positive impact on students.
Primarily my role is to handle discipline issues when they pop up, and those range from kids being late to school or late to class, tardies and that kind of thing, to more intense type behavior problems.
In the morning, Yates is in the CFC working his main position as the dean. For the second half of the day, he goes over to the 10-12 side of the building and helps Mr. Ginder with the game day store and athletic activities.
Animals seem to be very popular with students in school. They usually draw a crowd when walking down the hall.
So students will be very excited to hear that there is a new canine at Carroll High School. Studio 415 reporter Dylan Yates has this story.
Officer Kristen Lewis is the school resource officer for the elementary, middle, and high schools of NACS. Her main job at NACS is building and maintaining relationships with the students, as well as security. This year, she will have a new helper at Carroll named Yadi. He is a 20-month-old chocolate lab. Yadi and Officer Lewis have been training together since the end of the 2016-2017 school year. They continue training weekly and daily throughout the school. Yadi can search lockers and cars in the parking lot for narcotics and guns. He's also in the process of getting certified to track people if they go missing from the school.
So he is training right now just to get certified in searching for people. He's certified in looking for narcotics and guns and does really well with that, especially with vehicles. So that's his forte.
Yadi and Officer Lewis are expecting to be at Carroll for the next 5 years. Despite Yadi's police training, he's mostly here to maintain relationships with the student body. Officer Lewis hopes that all the students know that Yadi is approachable, although he is learning how to deal with large crowds since he's used to it just being him and Officer Lewis in the school.
I think the students are more open to an animal sometimes than to actually talking to a human, and that sometimes builds the relationship between that person and I. So he helps open up the door for that, and he just does really well with the kids.
Officer Lewis and Yadi are typically here all day, either in the office or roaming throughout the school. For Studio 415, I'm Dylan Yates.
Carroll's girls golf team played a sectionals match at Cobblestone Golf Course last Saturday. The girls placed as a second as a team. Leading the way was Tina Kindler with an 89, Marie Collinger scored 92, Jordan Galbraith had a 94, Abby Jackson with a 96, and Brooke Schlatter scoring 115.
The team had a finishing score of 371, beating Concord, who placed third with a 373, and behind first place finisher Northridge High School with a 350. The girls will be traveling to Noble Hawk this coming Saturday to face Northwood and Manchester in regionals.
Homecoming week is an exciting time for celebrating school spirit. From the dress-up days to the Friday night football game, Carroll High School looks forward to the Friday pep rally that showcases the Powderpuff cheerleaders.
Studio 415 reporter Katie Colgate joins us in the studio to bring you the story of the Powderpuff cheerleaders and their big dance.
Even though the Powderpuff teams each had an all-time low number of participants, they still worked together to create a dance routine that would entertain the school. Compared to previous years, the Powderpuff boys were very short on dancers. The 7 junior boys and the 6 seniors let it all out on the floor and didn't let the number ruin their performance.
I actually think that having a small team is easier to communicate with one another, but it's also harder to do like bigger things. You can't really have a whole team spread across the floor when you only have 6 people.
But I think we've gotten around the obstacles of the small team.
The team size was a big factor in trying to win, but they were able to have connections and just have fun with each other. They practiced in rooms around Carroll after school to perfect their routines. Despite the competition between the grades, they really just wanted to be involved in this opportunity.
I really care about like the whole winning process, of course, but I think one thing that I really pay attention to is if they're really having fun.
Despite the number of dancers being down this year, the hope is that through the next few years, more students will continue to join this high school tradition. Carroll is one of the few schools that continues to put together something like this.
I most definitely would, because it's just, if you want to have fun and, you know, experience something different for once in your life, then this is a chance for you to do it.
For upcoming juniors and seniors, sign up for Powderpuff next year so you can take part in this tradition. For Studio 415, I'm Katie Colgate.
There has been a recent change of culture in the athletic programs here at Carroll. A couple weeks before the school year started, coaches and athletes got a pep talk to prepare them for the season.
I had a chance to take a deeper look in what the coaches and athletes experience and what they learned to help their mental game.
On August 7th, just a week before school started, mental performance coach Brian Kane visited Carroll High School to speak with the coaches and athletes about the mental side of sports. Athletic director Dan Ginder said he came in contact with Kane a few years ago through Kane's baseball background. Ever since, Ginder has remained in contact with Kane, and bringing him in to speak was just a matter of timing.
He's busy, so it was difficult in terms of scheduling. We were lucky that we really wanted a Monday night. Monday nights don't tend to be as busy as getting with a group on the weekends or something like that. So in that way, it was really pretty easy. The biggest obstacle was coordinating those, but worked out pretty nicely for us.
With Kane so busy working as an AD and presenting at different schools, he had to make a decision. on if he wanted to pursue traveling across the country to different schools or if he wanted to continue to be an AD.
I started doing that and had 1 or 2 teams, and starting in 2006, and the next thing you know, 1 or 2 becomes 2 to 4, and then 8, and then 16, and then I'm on the road almost every single weekend during the school year, starting to hire staff to be able to cover our weekend events, gone every Saturday and Sunday, coming back in, rinse and repeat, 45, 50 weeks a year. And then in 2011, I was able to get a sabbatical, and I went on the road for the next 90 days, and I loved it and haven't gone back yet.
One of the biggest reasons why Kane feels a calling to spread his message to athletes is because of his past, where he felt like the mental side of his game was missing when he was an athlete himself. That pushes him today to spread his word and helping athletes unlock the mental game.
There was that my calling was not teaching someone how to throw a curveball, how to hit the ball the other way. My calling was in how to help someone compete with more confidence, how to help someone be more consistent, how to help someone handle adversity, because that's really what I needed when I went to college and what was missing from my game. So I kind of went on the mission to try to find out what is it that I wish I had and how can I help equip other people with that so that they don't experience the failure and frustration that I did.
Kane will remain in contact with Carroll through his video calls and continue to apply his message with Carroll students and athletes. For Studio 415, I'm Luke Relu. Oh, dominate the day! That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching.
If you have any story ideas that you would like to see covered, mention them to any of the students in the credits or Mr. Johnston.
For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.